Good afternoon. This is Dwayne from Fear for Fun FPV. It's been a very exciting day around here. I'm up to 4 package deliveries, all various items, all things that I've been kind of looking forward to or needing, but most excitingly, I received the Race Day Quads FPV backpack, and we're going to take a look at it here. Alright, quick first impressions. Lots of mole on the outside. We're strapping carabiners to, and clips on the more mole on the outside, 2 outer pockets, water bottles, something else like that. Inside, big deep zippered pocket there. This fabric is feels strong. I've felt some bags previously that don't have good vinyl on the inside, more plastic, and especially if you're in a cold climate, that stuff gets brittle in the cold and tears really easy. Tool pockets here, some of them are really tight. Let's see here if I can get this good and snug, not too hard to get in there. That's good. Basically one layer of the same size as this, and then a second layer that's 2 fingers, and then the third layer that's basically a whole hand. So lots of pockets there. This looks like knocking the camera. Good pouch there. I guess if you fly with goggles or with glasses, and you need to take them off to put your goggles on. Good safe spot for your glasses there. Either that, or it could be your GoPro pocket and all your ND filters, things like that. Flipping it in. Top 2 more. 1 zippered, 1 not zippered. Honestly, I don't know what I could put in there that isn't going to fall out every time I open my lid and drop it down. This main compartment has a zippered covering, which is really nice. With all of our bits for the inside. Lots of room there, and of course you're going to use these to configure this how you'd want. This is actually going to give structure to the bag as well, so let's say 1 there. There, something like that. Just can't get in there because the camera and the light, it's kind of awkward. Anyways, 2 full dividers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 half dividers, and another one like this. So lots of customization to that. We'll figure that out as I transfer my kit into there. And of course a little removable pouch. Might be nice for lipos if you don't believe in a lipo safe bag. And inside that pouch are 2. That's your outer clips for your drones on the outside. So they include 2 for that. Bring it over, and then of course you got your pocket for your laptop, which is very big. No problem putting a full-size MacBook Pro in there. Alright, I will grab my toolkit, which is currently how I go to the field. I'm old school. I've always found heavy lift and having a toolkit was more convenient than a backpack, just because I could open drawers and pull my tools out in a tidy, organized manner. And with the heavy lift, I was always working out of a vehicle anyway, so wasn't backpacking into any crazy locations. It was just like kind of all standard, right out of a parking lot type commercial heavy lift cinematography. So this is my first backpack. So I'm going to pull my toolkit up here. I'll pull everything out of it that I take to the field with me, and then you'll see what I like to take, what I have with me, and then I'll figure out how I'm going to transfer this in there and show you the show you the end result once I have this packed. I'm not particularly happy with how I've got this all organized right now, but it will take a few trips to the field flying with it before I kind of figure out the logistics of how I like it. First off, the big 4-cell battery that I use for my field charging actually fits nicely in this outside pocket, which is nice, rather than carrying it on the inside. It also means when I come home, I can easily pull it out of the bag to store it safely or charge it. I don't have to open everything up and go into the bag to find it. So obviously to the field I'd have a second drone on the outside here. It's out in the car and I didn't want to go get it. So that's these are nice solid clips. I wouldn't worry about that popping off while chucking the bag around. And again, like I said, there's a nice sunglass kit there, or a little pouch, or your fat sharks could fit there as well if you want to take the antennas off every single time. How I have laid this out so far, inside this first outer pocket, this would be kind of once I'm flying at the field, I'd close the main pouch and just leave this one open. It's got quite a few props. I think I have about probably 10 pairs in here. Watermelons and the V3s of the 5x43s from HQ, which I've been testing on my build. Quite like it. As I suspected when I first looked at it, these little finger pockets, yeah, you can get your tools in there, but in and out quickly, you're just going to curse more than you're going to be happy. So what I've done is I've put that style tool, I've just put 4 of them in one pocket. It holds them tight enough, and I won't want to throw my bag across the field when I'm flying, trying to get the tool back into it quickly or out of it quickly. And again, your regular pliers, I have a prop wrench, all that sort of stuff. I don't access my soldering stuff on the field very often, so this pocket, which is actually quite difficult to get into way up in here, that's where I put my TS100 and some solder, battery adapter for that, just because I won't need that very often. At home I have a soldering station. I don't use that at home either, so it's just kind of in my bag for safety. Leaving these two empty right now because though it's nice having them, it's virtually impossible closing the bag. I had a T8 charger in here and a parallel charging board, and it made the bag so bulky and big just because you have 4 pockets all stacked up on each other that I've elected not to put anything in these for now, and I'll see how that goes moving forward. And in my main pocket, I have my jumper and I have my fat sharks kind of in one kind of main pocket here. I find that little black and blue one with the notch is nice, that it doesn't hit the antenna. My antennas can fold over to the next little mini pocket, and then I have my fat sharks in there. So that's quite nice. Again, I would recommend, because of this bag squishing in on itself, I'm putting protectors on my gimbals just so they don't get mangled and mashed without me knowing. Built a little pocket here. This should be GoPro related, so I have a charging cable in case, and obviously my GoPro, which I wrap in a lens cloth for now. SD cards and ND cards just drop in there. So that's more than plenty for, safety wise for me. I'm not putting in my GoPro in a case every time. We fly these things at trees and at walls at 60 miles per hour, then people get all uptight when you put it in a bag without a proper case on it. It seems crazy to me. Middle pocket here, this is where I ended up chucking my field charger. They're so tiny, it's nice. I just had my whole home charging setup stolen, so I'm waiting for my M6Ds to arrive, and I'll probably make this so that I can take 2 M6Ds with me and charge 4 channels in the field. And I have my Fat Shark batteries and a USB brick battery, which I use for topping up my either my T16 while I'm driving or my GoPros. This pocket here isn't really utilized yet. I have a FPV watch in there, just I like to have that with me just in case a random person walks up and wants to see what I'm doing, and I can take them for a flight and let them see it. My high-tech drone recovery system, it's a really heavy coat hook on some paracord, just for basic rescues out of lower branches and stuff like that. And then this long pouch, I ended up throwing all those accessories I had with me as backups and stuff. So I have a nano and an immortal, a bunch of battery straps, an extra prop wrench, an extra camera, and my camera control cords, and additional like six cable Molex and stuff like that, just in case, from ESC to motor, or ESC to flight controller. And then on the little inner pocket in there, I just dropped in a bunch of antennas, SMA adapters, a bunch of different little extras that I sometimes need. Again, the little pigtails as well, which are handy to have in the field because I've seen those disappear. So, and then the other thing I just dropped in that long pocket is my parallel charging board, which seems to be a good spot for it. So that's how I'm going to rock it out the first few trips to the field, and then I'll make adjustments from there. But all in all, the bag seems well built. I'm a bit worried about these zippers. They feel really cheap. My background, in addition to film for 25 years, for a while I worked in a camera store doing retail, and selling camera bags was a part of that. And I've seen a lot of different brands, a lot of different camera bags. These seem like cheap zippers. Your standard low pro Think Tank would have a higher quality zipper than that. You think about the amount of weight that this is going to be retaining. If you open your bag up while it's upright, you don't want this to split open and drop your goggles and remote out. So this is, I think, my biggest fear on this one is how long this zipper will last. You can see once it's zipped up, it does get pulled on quite a bit. So I suspect that will be the first failure on it. I'm fortunate to be married to a seamstress who can replace it with higher end zippers, but just beware, that's my guess for the weak spot of this bag. All in all though, I'm impressed. I wasn't worried about fitting everything I want in there, but the other thing is I didn't put my lipos in here. And then the photos and the demos that they show, guys are chucking their lipos in here. Again, I come home from the field, I want to charge them when I get home. I don't necessarily want to be coming home and finding a place to put this bag down, open it up, and leave it open for a couple hours while I storage everything, and then put the batteries back in here, and then close it up. So I'm going to keep my lipos in a separate, like a lipo safe bag, just mostly as transport, not for the fire reason, but they're convenient bags for carrying 10 6S batteries at a time. So I'll keep my batteries in a bag separate from the backpack and just carry them in with me at the field. Other than that, if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the bottom there. I'll get to them. But that's my first impressions, and I don't know, if you're interested in a follow-up video in a few weeks after I've been tearing this around to film sets and get-togethers with other FPVers, I'll let you know how it's been holding up. But it's to be determined as of now. All the best. Stay flying.